Guys, it's Marisol and welcome back to Bookverse. So this video is going to be my October wrap-up, and I'm doing it by myself because unfortunately Victor said he didn't get to do as much reading as he would have wanted to, and on that note, neither did I really, but I did get a lot more reading than him done, so let's get started. So this month, like you may have seen in my TBR for October, I was reading Air of Fire and I did finish it, and it took me kind of a while to get through it, mostly because I really love this series, the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and this is the third and final book that's out so far. The fourth book comes out, I believe it's May of next year, and so I really didn't want to end the series. Like, I was really into it and I wanted to finish it and like devour the book in like one sitting, but at the same time I didn't want to finish it because then I have, you know, no Throne of Glass fix for like the next couple of months, and that saddened me, so it took me a while to get through it. And besides that, I don't really want to talk much about the book because I do want to do a review for this all on its own because it deserves it. Like, this series is amazing. If you guys don't already know, I love the Throne of Glass series, and I think each book deserves its own review video all on its own, and I already did my Throne of Glass. Just need to do Crown of Midnight and then do a review for this too, but definitely pick up the series. It's amazing. And then once I was done with that, I picked up Nightmares by Jason Segel and Kristen Miller. In case you don't know, Jason Segel is a comedic actor. He was Marshall in How I Met Your Mother. He's also done a couple movies, well, not a couple, a lot, but the 5-Year Engagement, Sex Tape, the most recent, How to Forget Sarah Marshall. So he's a really funny actor. I really love him, and I found out he did a book. I don't care that it's middle grade or whatever. I had to pick it up and read it. And this is the first book. Apparently it's going to be a series. The second book, hold on, I have it back here, is going to be called Nightmares, the Sleepwalker Tonic, and it comes out in the fall of 2015. And overall, like, yes, this book is intended for a younger audience, but I still found it really cute. Obviously, it wasn't scary, at least not for me, but I could understand from a child's perspective how it might be scary. Like, I was a little disappointed by the main character's nightmare, but also putting myself in that mindset, I understand why he was afraid of what he was afraid of, and I still enjoyed the book. Like, I think I would have enjoyed it more if I was younger, but I still really enjoyed it, and I think Jason did an amazing job for his first book, and it was just really cute. It does have some illustrations in it, and wow, whenever I flip through this book to try to show someone, okay, there's some illustrations in the book overall. And then I did put up some pictures on Instagram when I was reading it. So I really liked the illustrations. I thought they were adorable. It like helped tie this whole book together. And it is a quick, fast read, and I would recommend it. It is a cute book, and I really liked the story behind it, and the whole at the back, how it explains why Jason wrote it and all that stuff. So I recommend you guys pick this up. Okay, and then another book I finished this month after Nightmares was Illusions of Fate by Kristen White. And so, like I mentioned before, when Stephanie Perkins was doing the signing for Isla, one of the other authors was Kristen White, so I went and I got this signed by her. She says to Marisol, make your own magic. She gave me tarot cards and a little business card that once you read the story it makes sense. So I got to meet her, and I wasn't going to pick this book up because, you know, I was there for Stephanie Perkins, but once I was there and she talked about this book, how she wrote it in like 7 days. That was, obviously she did a lot of editing after that, but she said she had this amazing idea and she just had to get it out. And so I really, after hearing her talk about it, really wanted to pick it up. So I picked it up. I finally read it, and I have to say, at first, it took me like a couple of chapters to get into the story because I wasn't feeling it. But I still want to read it, so I kept going, and the story got better and better as I kept reading, and I was really enjoying it, and I was having a lot of fun reading it, and then the ending came. Yeah, the ending. I think I gave this book a 3.5 on Goodreads. I just, have you guys ever had that when you're reading a book and at first it takes you a bit to get into it, but once you're into it, you're loving the book so much and you're so excited, and then you get to the ending and you're just like, what? Like, it's not, I guess you could kind of consider it an open ending, like ending, but it was not what I expected at all. I feel like if I was left hanging without it really ending, like I didn't get closure on the story, and that like ruined it for me because I liked the book. I really did. But I didn't, oh, yeah, that ending, I was disappointed, you guys. I don't know what else to say. So unfortunately I didn't like it, but I do hope to pick up more of her books because, as I said, I was enjoying the story. And so for this month, those are the only books, unfortunately, I finished. I did start Dracula. I think I'm like halfway or more than halfway through it. I don't remember. And it's taking me a little bit longer because I don't have that much free time right now. And so I've been going through it slower. And besides that, I did get to 2 graphic novels though. So I'm going to show you guys those. Okay, so the first graphic novel I read this month was Kill Your Boyfriend by Grant Morrison and Philip Bond. And it's like super tiny, you guys. Look at that. It's small. I mean, I picked this up at Comic-Con. I didn't even know about this comic. And I found it in one of the boxes and it's like $5. It was half off. So I picked it up because it's Grant Morrison. And in case you don't already know or can tell from our past videos, Victor and I really like Grant Morrison. Although I think he's like a huger fan than I am, in all honesty. And we both really like him and we've met him and gone to talk to him and he's really cool. So that's the main reason I picked this up, and I never thought the day would come when I would say that I did not enjoy a Grant Morrison story. Let that sink in. What I just said, let that sink in, because I was so disappointed. I think I gave this a 2-star rating on Goodreads, and it like broke my heart to do that because, first off, okay, this kind of art, oh wait, I don't want to show that because that's kind of like nakedness in there, but this kind of art, I wasn't a big fan of the artwork, but I can appreciate it, you know. It's still good. It's just not the style that I prefer, but you know, it is a nice art style. But the story, I understood a lot of the messages that he wrote in this, and a lot of stuff I kind of agreed with, or it made me think about other stuff, and I like that. I mean, that's one of the reasons I love Grant Morrison. He's like one of those writers that, like, pardon my French, but he like fucks with your mind. When you read his stuff, it's just like, what? Sometimes I have to read his stuff like over twice because I miss something, or like, I don't know, it's just, you have to read them to understand. And so I did like that. Like, some of the messages I enjoyed, but more than most of the time when I was reading this, I kept asking myself, what's the point of all this? Like, why? And so I didn't understand the why he wrote this, or what was the need for having written this, so I didn't enjoy it overall. Like, it did have some good messages, but it for me, it wasn't my cup of tea. Some of you may like it. I mean, afterwards I went back and I read some reviews. It seems like it's a love-hate relationship, and so just for me, yeah, unfortunately, I hope that is the one and only bad review you ever hear from me about him. But all his other work I do like, so I really recommend you check him out. And even if you want to check out that comic, it wasn't for me, but it might be for you, so you never know. And so the last thing I read this month was another graphic novel called Deadly Class. And this one is the comic based in the 80s, and then this is the, you know, comics come out in single issues first. This is a bind up, so the first volume of the first 6 issues. I believe issue 7 is out for sure. I've seen it at the comic shop. I don't know if 8 is already out or when it's coming out. or how long the story will be. I haven't looked into it. I just finished this like right before the month ended. But I did like it overall. I mean, everything. The inking and the coloring, like this graphic novel is like very vibrant, and like each page, like the colors that they use, I really enjoyed it. And I don't want to like ruin much by showing it, but just the coloring of it, the art style, like look at that. That is so vibrant and so beautiful, and I love blues. But I really think that this came together, and you can really, as you read it, you can, well, I wasn't alive in the 80s, so I can't say what the 80s felt like, but just everything you hear about the 80s, reading this, it felt like you were living in the 80s, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I really enjoyed that, and it's about the main character, Marcus, supposed to be this guy right here. And so it's like we follow his story, and pretty much he is the kid that is like down on his luck. Life has really beat everything out of him. Like, you know the saying, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. No, not for him. Like, life has really been horrible for him. And so he meets these group of assassins, like teenagers, and so he gets recruited into this high prestige like secret school that is just for training assassins and like kids of like rich, well-known politicians or assassins that all get trained at this school. And of course there's different cliques, and then the popular kids, the not so popular kids, the geeks, the bands, you know, there's everything. It's pretty much high school plus killer assassins combined, if your high school did not already feel like that. Because I know for a lot of people it does. But it's so I really enjoyed it. It made me like go back to when I was in high school and like realize that, yeah, it's true, that's how high schools are. There's different cliques. If you know, you can be in with one, you can't be in with the other one. Like, people get separated and segregated just socially in schools, and this comic does a really good job of showing that. But then it also has a really cool, you know, kick-ass assassin kids. So overall, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's for everyone because it does have adult, older themes, and there is like drugs and violence and murder in it. If you're not into that, then this is not the book for you. But if you like that, or even if you could look past it and still enjoy it, I would definitely say pick it up because it is interesting. The way it left off, I'm not in love with the ending because I want to know more, but obviously it's continuing, so, you know, I'm just gonna wait till the second volume comes out and then probably reread this right before I read that. But definitely I would say pick it up. It is a good comic. It does have really interesting messages. I love the way Marcus thinks, the way he sees the world, the way he sees society, and how fake people can be. And like, well, I don't want to say like give you guys the wrong idea, but just his perspective on life and on the world after everything he's been through. Even though I haven't been through the stuff he's been through, I can understand. And like, some of the things he said, like, I've thought of before, and it made me like open my eyes to other things. So I really like that. That has really interesting messages in here. So I would definitely say pick this up, and yeah, definitely recommend it. Alright guys, so that was all the stuff, unfortunately, that I got to read in October because I didn't have more time, and I did prolong Air Fire. I think it might have taken me like a week or a week and a half because I was dreading ending it. And so that took me a while, and then Dracula, school and everything else, I just have been reading like only 1 or 2 chapters a night, and so it's been taking forever. But those were the 3 books I did read and the 2 graphic novels. Hopefully this month, November, will be a better reading month, although who knows with the holidays coming up. But we'll see. And then if you guys read any of the same books I read, and let me know what you thought, if you liked them, if you hated them, compare notes. If you guys want a more in-depth review, like I said, Air Fire I do plan to do eventually. But anything else, just let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys liked this video, and see you next time. Bye!